Okay, buddy. I'm not sure how well this is going to show up in the video, but this is where we're at so far. I've got both sets of lights done. This set I used CA on it, so it dried a lot faster. The other set I used crystal clear. We'll get to that in a minute. Um, there you go. No problem. Both sets. What I found was that just one of them will run on 4.5 volts, and that's what I've got. I used this for a battery pack for 4.5 volts. It came out of one of where's one at? It came out of one of these little flashlights that I get at Harbor Freight, and I just put some wires on it. I just soldered wire on the end, so I got a positive and a negative, and that's 4.5 volts. Now I do have a multimeter. It's just a regular Craftsman multimeter, one of the $20 jobs, but it does the trick really good. And I found that the hardest thing about it was trying to get those LEDs centered in the light sockets there, But I think that there's enough brightness that you really can't tell it, And once I get it filled in the rest of the way with the crystal clear, that should be good to go. I found that one of the most important things to have for this job, yeah, as usual, the workbench is a complete mess, but you should be used to that by now, is one of these. Now this is a set of drill bits, and they go up to number 80, and number 80 is the one that I used to drill out the lights. I just put them in a pin voice. Like, that's a 1/16. That's way too big. So this set goes, I think, from 20 to 80. No, from 61 to 80 it goes. And I used the 61, the bigger one. And the set costs like $20, but man, this is a real invaluable tool. It works pretty slick too, the way it works. It locks closed like that, and then when you open it, it goes to whatever hole drill bit you want, and it just tips out, and then you just put it back and close it up, and you're sealed. So that's how I did got the holes in there, and I'm wiring them in parallel. Now I found that one is okay on 4.5 volts, so I wired two together in parallel, and they work just fine. As you just saw, those two lights are wired together in parallel. So I'll have two sets of lights, and those two sets will both be wired together in parallel. So these two wires coming off of these lights will get hooked in parallel to the other set, and then I'm just going to clip the wire to this light and use that as my power supply, because I don't want to have this light shining with the 4. I'm pretty sure this is some kind of emergency light anyway. I really wish I could get rid of that LED and make it look more realistic, but then I'm going to use crystal clear. I'm not sure if you're up on this stuff. It's called crystal clear. It's made by the same people that make Microsol and Microset, the decal solutions. And it goes on white, like it looks just like Elmer's glue, but it dries absolutely clear. And that's what I used to glue all my canopies and stuff on my static airplanes, because it won't hurt clear plastic and it dries absolutely clear. So once the other set of LEDs finally dries with the crystal clear, I'll get those ones hooked up, and I'll do the lenses on all of them, and then I'll put them in and wire them. And I'm also thinking that the way I've got these hooked up, with the wires coming straight down next to the tab, if I go into this tab here and make it a little bit longer on each side, okay, just enough to clear that, then of course I'll have to position them in the center by hand, but it'll still clip right in where it's supposed to, and I'll glue it down. So I don't see any real problems with any of the rest of this. I think everything's good to go. These LEDs are just terrific, dude. Thanks again. I'm going to get this thing hooked up, and I'm going to have 4 lights on the front of my Walker Bulldog. It's going to be pretty cool. See you next time.